Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Four Lights Wellness. I was sitting at a table recently and we were talking to some fellow practitioners of the craft about weight loss. And it was pretty interesting that all of us had the same experience with a lot of clients. As we get them healthier, we don't necessarily focus on the specific weight, but as we get them healthier, the body just starts losing weight after it picks up a little bit. All of us said the same thing. It was weird. It's almost as if, we get on the scale, it's X amount, it goes X plus 2 or 3 over the course of the next week or so, plateaus for another week, and then it starts to drop. And it's very different with the way we do it, with focusing on health first rather than just calories. When you do calories, you get that 1 to 2 pounds equal, and then at some point in time it plateaus and it can stop completely. Eventually it starts to go back up, but with us, it kind of goes up a little bit, plateaus, and then starts to drop significantly. We were trying to figure out, okay, well, how can we explain that to people? And I thought about an old, I think Tony Robbins was somebody that's told me about this. The brain requires proof that something will happen, not promises that it won't. It's a very interesting thing. So let's say, for example, somebody lies to you or cheats on you or something like that. And then the next day they come back to you and be like, oh, baby, I'm never gonna do that again. You're not really gonna trust it very much, especially if the grievance was pretty high. For example, if you haven't been taking care of yourself for a number of years, your nervous system's not gonna trust you that you are now that you just say, oh, I promise, body, I'm gonna start taking care of you. And likewise with that relationship, it's gonna take a while, probably a few years in a context of relationship to really start to be able to regain that trust fully. But it doesn't take that long in the beginning to start to say, well, maybe he actually does mean it, right? Not to throw guys under the table. But when it comes to being overweight, sometimes, not every single time, but sometimes it's just a matter of, hey, we haven't been taking care of ourselves as much as we would love to. It starts to reflect onto the body, it reflects onto the health. And when we start taking care of ourselves, it's like we make that same promise to say, hey, body, I'm going to take care of us now. I'm going to get us into the shape that we need, into the mindset that we need, drinking all the water, getting to sleep on time, all of the boring adult stuff. But the body doesn't react very well at first. It just says, yeah, right, buddy, you're gonna do that. You haven't done it for the last X amount of time, maybe years, maybe decades sometimes. I don't believe you. So you start to put in that good, high quality nutrition, most of the time eating more than you think you should, but it's actually high quality, it's nourishing, it's getting into the body, and the body says, thank you very much, I'm gonna hold on to that because I don't trust you to keep this up. So the scale goes up. We all said the same thing. It was fascinating because most of my clients that come to me with weight loss, they gain 2 or 3 pounds in the first few weeks. And then it plateaus at that same thing for another week, maybe 2. And then as the body starts to get healthy, it starts to trust the process a little bit. It starts to say, okay, maybe we're not in a famine. Maybe we're not gonna die if I don't, hold on to this meal. And it starts to burn, and it starts to lose a whole bunch of stuff. And it's not in a way that is what I tend to find with the calorie restriction way of doing things. It's not as intense, right? Because a lot of times with calorie restriction stuff, you're hungry all the time. You're restricting the food. With this process of healthy eating, with really getting high quality nutrition into the body, that proof starts to go up. The promises of I'm going to get better turns into, oh, now I'm actually going to do it. The body starts to believe it and it starts to change. So I hope that's helpful to anybody that's on a weight loss journey or knows anybody that is on one. It does take some time, but really doing it the healthy way fixes everything all at the same time rather than just the weight and now you're hungry and hypoglycemia and all that kind of stuff going on like I tend to get. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope this information is very helpful. As always, have a happy and healthy rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.